Okay, guys, so our sophomore council panel and our SLC bootcamp is just going to start in a few minutes, so just sit tight. How many minutes?
Hey guys, we'll be starting at 6:45 p.m., so just sit tight.
Hey everyone, welcome to the meeting. Today we are going to be combining our sophomore panel and the SLC Bootcamp. So in the beginning, we're just going to be talking just general questions about HOSA, events, and socials. So let's start off with introducing our sophomore council. Events and socials.
So
let's start off with introducing our sophomore council.
I'm Jay, and I'm an assistant to the president and vice president. And today I'll be answering your questions regarding socials and general communications within our chapter.
Hi guys, I'm Ashwin, and I'm going to be talking about competitive events and conferences.
Hi, I'm Mehul, and I'm the assistant to the president, and I help out with the blood drive. And today I'll be answering questions about the blood drive, and I'll be helping out Ashwin with competitive events.
My name is Aditi, and I'm the assistant to the secretary. I'm going to be talking about guest speakers.
Hey everyone, my name is Sanskriti Joshi. I'm the assistant to the treasurer, and I'm going to be talking about volunteering events.
Hey guys, my name is Ashley, and I will be talking about advertising and HOSA groups.
Hey guys, I'm Shivani. I'm the assistant to Red Cross and Habitat for Humanity, and I will be talking to you guys about volunteering events.
Hey everyone, my name is Alina Abraham. I'm assistant to all at-large members, and I will be talking about fundraising and Relay for Life. Learning, leading, serving, and innovating since 1976, HOSA is one of the first international organizations for students and led by students. We host conferences with speakers, workshops, competitions, and more to bring the next generation of healthcare workers to eminence. Students don't just gain knowledge, but they give back through many forms of volunteering, fundraising, nonprofit organizations such as Be the Match, because the hands of youth mold the health of tomorrow, and participating is the first step. We, as the Sophomore Council, are here to answer any questions you may have throughout this meeting.
So here's a brief overview of HOSA, starting off with socials. Basically, socials are just a great way that are events that we just organize, which is a great way to interact with our peers and advisors while having fun and creating HOSA memories. So we just recently had our December hot cocoa social, and that was also really fun.
Red Cross is a nonprofit organization that helps people in need of assistance, and currently we have the IHL campaign. Young volunteers educate the public about the IHL.
We also have fundraising and Relay for Life. Relay for Life is a foundation associated with the American Cancer Society that fundraises through many volunteer opportunities. We also have year-round fundraising opportunities such as the CTSO fundraiser. So donate to the jars of the Dr. Strange students and teachers if you want to help host a win. We also have really fun events such as the Pie in the Face and the movie night. So please join.
We have different guest speakers every single month. Join us to learn more about different professions in the healthcare field. In fact, we have a guest speaker upcoming next Thursday.
Hey, Alliance HOSA. So, SLC is the State Leadership Conference. It's basically where HOSA students, such as yourself, participate in competitive events and workshops. It's basically the culmination of the entire Georgia HOSA season and happens at the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a lot of fun and you get to meet a lot of people, and it's definitely something you should do.
So for the blood drive, it's actually virtual this year, and you're probably wondering how does that work? So we get a link from the Red Cross, and you can advertise it to all of your friends and family members, and it'll help them find a place to donate blood. And if you guys have any more questions about this, feel free to ask later.
Everyone, so as for belonging to events, for the past few months, we've hosted many events and socials, and we even had a few guest speakers as well. And for the upcoming months, we've definitely planned a lot more events and socials for you guys too. So please be sure to participate in most of all of them, because the more that you guys participate, the higher the chance that you guys will have in getting a role as an officer. Also, for the as the break is coming up, I know that many of you guys want more volunteer opportunities, so we do have Meals by Grace. Now, this is an individual event, so it is not going to be within HOSA. So you're just going to be volunteering, getting hours for yourself and not just for HOSA.
So we have a new year-long competition this year, and it's between all the members, and you can earn points by participating in all of our events. So each group is separated by last name, and they have a different ice cream flavor as their theme. So let us know if you haven't been added to them, because we also advertise our events in there. We will be having a prize or a party at the end of the year for the HOSA group that has the most points, so make sure to attend all our events.
And with all of that being said, we're going to go straight into our questions. And if you have any, you can type them right into the chat.
Yes, the movie on Friday is $2, and you can either pay directly to Coach or you can pay using the PayPal link sent on Nevermind.
So as of right now, we just had our social like last week. We haven't really planned when our next social is, but it's not going to be this year. This year as in 2020.
So for your year-long ice cream competition, it's basically a HOSA group on GroupMe. So you'll definitely see that they'll each like have a theme. And if you haven't been added, just contact us on Remind and we will add you. Because normally the HOSA group will be like HOSA cookie dough or a different flavor of ice cream. So you'll definitely see it in GroupMe. So to contact us, we have a Facebook and an Instagram which we advertise on, and our website which we update with all of our events. We will be posting this recording on YouTube, so you can go back and check if you have any other questions. And we do advertise on our Remind, so make sure to join that. And if you have any other questions after this, feel free to message us on the HOSA groups.
So thank you guys for joining our panel. And if you have any other questions that we didn't get to in this session, we'll be here throughout the boot camp as well. So also make sure you scan the QR code for attendance. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome to the HOSA SLC Bootcamp. Today is the first HOSA SLC Bootcamp, and tomorrow will be a mandatory meeting, so make sure to participate in it. In this meeting, we'll be going over 2 recognition events, Barbara James and Healthcare Issues Exam, the breakdowns of the event guidelines, some reminders, and helpful tips for your SLC event.
To start, we'll go over the Barbara James Service Award. So there are 3 levels to this award. They are bronze, silver, and gold. The bronze award, you'll be awarded the bronze award if you get 100 to 174 service hours. The silver award if you get 175 to 249 hours, and the gold award if you get at least 250 service hours. So there are requirements for what types of hours you're allowed to submit. So these hours have to be community service hours that are health related. So examples of these could be volunteering at senior centers, helping out in blood drives, or fundraising for charities such as the Red Cross or the American Cancer Society. If you have questions on whether your hours are eligible or not, feel free to talk to one of the competition chairs and we'll let you know. And you'll also know if, like on the next slide when we show you how to register, you'll also be able to see if they are approved when the advisor goes into the system. So to show you guys how to track and submit your hours, we quickly put together this slide. So what you'll do is you'll go to the link that's here that's called a member activity tracking registration. It'll bring you to a page that'll ask for your charter code as well as your email. So We'll put the charter code in the chat box on the YouTube Live in a second, so you guys can get that. And you'll put in your personal email. Make sure you don't use your school email, use your personal email. And you should receive an email guiding you on the next steps to finish your registration after that. Once you go through all the steps and you successfully register, you're now able to submit your Barbara James hours into the system so that our advisors can go in and either approve or deny those hours. So in the picture here, it kind of shows you what the activity input looks like. It's pretty straightforward. For the data activity, just put when you volunteered. In the activity section, make sure you give a clear description of exactly what you did while volunteering, and make sure it's specific, not like a generic, because the advisor want to know exactly what you did so they can approve your hours. For the activity code, it'll either say host a service project or Barbara James Service Award. Make sure you click Barbara James Service Award so it all tallies up in your total amount of hours. And for the hours, just put in how long you registered for. If you need help finding where to actually input your hours, let one of the competition chairs know and we can help you. The basics of how to get there is on hosta.org, so the website for the entire organization. In the top right hand corner, there'll be a little button that says log in. So when you see that button, just click it and log in with your email and your password that you set once you registered. And then it'll bring you to a page that shows all your membership information. And then once you get to that page, in the top left, it'll say activity input or something along those lines. Just click on that and it'll bring you to a page where you'll be able to input all your activities like the picture showed in the previous slide. If you have questions, again, feel free to let us know and we'll help you with all of that.
Okay, so the healthcare issue exam will be testing current healthcare related issues. It will be online before SLC, however, the date for testing isn't clear yet. Everything from July 1st to November 1st will be tested, and it's a very extensive test. However, there are multiple sources like CBS News, Health Watch, NBC News, CNN, and Medline Plus to help you guys out. The event guideline is very useful. Make sure to use it to your advantage. If you click on the link, you will find the event guidelines. They are listed in order, like alphabetically and in sections for which event you guys are participating in. There are 4 sections to the guideline: the test breakdown, official references, test format, and sample questions. The test breakdown shows everything that will be on the test, kind of like a study guide. Make sure to check it out and use it to look up online or any other sources to study. But if you need more information, you can always check out the official references, which is another helpful tool. You can search up like the official references online to buy it, or you may be able to find it with us like in storage in coach's room, so make sure to ask.
We wanted to remind you guys that the competitor registration form is due tonight, December 9th. This form has been up for a while now, but make sure you get all your responses in by midnight. Again, with all the changes that happened with the state qualification testing, make sure you watch the previous SLC video and make sure you're caught up with all of that. And once you are, fill out the form for each event that you're choosing to do. You can choose between 1 to 4 events. If you have questions, again, feel free to contact us. We all listed our Instagrams on the very last slide, so if you have questions about any of this information today, feel free to DM us and we'll get back to you. Again, going over study tools, we want to emphasize starting to study early this year and make sure you're using all the resources available to you. So the best resources you can use are the ones on the official HOSA guidelines, because that's what HOSA uses to make the tests and is what recommends you use. So if you can, try to get those textbooks, or if you can ask a friend to borrow one that's done it before, then that's probably the best way to study. There's also a bunch of online resources, including Quizlets and other guides that people have made. If you need help finding any resources, feel free to contact us again, and we'll try to get them for you. Coach has a few books in her room, so if you want to go check out the library, just stop by her room and ask, and we can help you with that.
Okay, so a couple of tidbit information for tomorrow's meeting. Tomorrow's meeting is mandatory, so you have to attend it if you want to participate in SLC. We will be going over dress code, the packing list, rules to follow, consequences for breaking those rules, the schedule, and how to communicate during SLC. These information are subject to change, however, because of COVID, but we will be sending you out the updated information if there is change.
Here is all of our contact information and how you can reach us if you do have questions. The registration form is due tonight, so if you do, the easiest way to communicate with us is probably through Instagram. You can DM any of us, and we'll get back to you. You can also text us on Remind, or I think we're also accepting DMs on our official Instagram, so feel free to contact us any way you can, and make sure you get those forms in by tonight. Another reminder that payments are due this Friday, so that's $11 per test. You only have to pay the $11 if you have to take a state qualification test. So make sure you check those event guidelines and see if you have a round one test. If you have questions, again, feel free to ask. We're here to help you with this entire process. We know it's new and it's kind of weird because of Corona and everything. All of the resources that we use with these PowerPoints and previous PowerPoints are on our website, so if you ever want to reference those again, check those out. If you guys have any questions right now, feel free to ask and put them in the chat box, and we'll answer those right now. Do we have to pay for the Health Career Display Project? The Health Career Display Project does not have a state qualification test, so no. You will, the only place you'll compete in with this project is at SLC, so no, you don't have to worry about the $11 fee. And the form that is due tonight is for all events. So events that have state qualification tests and events that don't, that is all due today. Is the healthcare state exam a paid exam? Yeah, it is a paid exam. It should be around the same cost as your state qualification tests, but we'll get all of the payment information and the date to you guys soon once we finalize all of that. Cert Skills does have a state qualification test, so yeah, you do need to pay $11 by Friday. I filled out the SLC form before the changes, but my event isn't a testing event. Okay, so if your event isn't a testing event, then don't worry about it. As long the changes were mostly just saying that you have an option to take more than one state qualification test. If you don't have a test at all, then that's fine. You don't have to pay the fee by Friday, but thank you for getting your form in early. You don't have to submit the form again. So as long as you submitted it at some point, we released it at the beginning of November. So as long as you submitted it from that day until now, you're good. We're going to release the schedule for the in-school competition tomorrow. Since today is the last day we're getting responses, we're creating those schedules right now. Actually, we're in the process of making them. And we'll contact each of the groups that is going to be in the in-school competition by Friday, so you guys will know. Unless you're planning on doing an event with someone else, then you don't need to do another. So for state qualification testing, if you are doing a team event, then you're allowed to do 3 other individual events. That's what the rules we laid out for this year are. If you are doing an individual event, then you can take more than 1 test. So you do have that option, even though you're not doing a team event. But it's up to 4 exams in total. And that would be, if you are only doing individual events, then you can only take up to 3. The total amount is 1 team event and 3 individual. That's the max. The SLC dues will be next semester, so starting around January, we'll start getting those in. But we'll talk more about those in our future meetings as well. The only dues that are due are for the state qualification tests so far. There will be an in-school competition for some of the events, as we're only allowed to send a specific amount of teams, and we have more teams that would like to participate. So we'll get those dates out and all the information to the teams that this applies to by Friday. Or that's only for team events, by the way. Can we attend the meeting tomorrow late? Yeah, that's fine. So tomorrow's meeting, we would want you to attend it live if you can. We highly suggest that because it's a lot of information and we know that all of you will have questions about that. So if you can, please try to attend it live. It is mandatory, so you will have to at least watch the recording by next Monday, and there will be a form that you have to fill out acknowledging that you did. But yeah, join live if you can. If you can't, then make sure to watch the recording afterwards by Monday.
Yeah, and if you can't watch live, make sure to DM us so that you can let us know if you're going to be like not present or late.
Yeah. The in-school competition will be this semester. We're planning on having it next week as of now. We're trying to work around the midterm schedule as well, but yeah, it will be pretty soon. And with the in-school competition, all we're expecting is that you give us a rough plan of how you are, like, how far you've made it so far with your event and what you're planning on doing in the next few weeks. So just make sure you have that ready. And also, if you have anything done so far, then you can also show us that. But we're not expecting the entire projects to be done or anything by the in-school competition. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat and make sure you guys join the session tomorrow because that's going to be a lot of information about SLC itself. So with the in-school competition, it will most likely be at the beginning of next week and we'll probably hold it on Google Meets. It'll most likely be virtual in the morning. So if you do have a board, you don't have to bring it in because I know it might not be done so far or there's like many components to it, as you said. So if you want to take a picture of it or just show us your plan on how you're going to continue with your project, then that's fine. We're just trying to see where you're at and what your plans are and how your final product is going to turn out. But we're just trying to gauge and get an idea. And the in-school competition is going to be virtual, so you won't have to bring your boards or any of your project materials in. You can show us if one of your team members has them at home through that video call. Though.
For credit trackers, I'm pretty sure we have a volunteer event system where if we see that you have like volunteered or participated in an event, then we will track your credit. We also have the as we've mentioned before, the HOSA groups where we track your credits through there as well, and the group with the highest credits will win. So we track the credits for you.
You do need at least 4 credits to participate in SLC. We have had a lot of events this semester, and we'll have some more next semester for you to get those in. If there's ever a problem with this, just let us know and we'll work it out. But yeah, 4 credits. For the research poster, which information are you talking about? If you just want to know more about the event and what you should be working on, you can take a look at your event guidelines and ask us like questions about that, or if you have questions about like where you should be at certain times, you can ask us that too. But all the information you need for the event itself are on those guidelines. You will get a credit for this meeting since it is both the sophomore panel and the SLC. We're not completely sure, but we're preparing for it to be in person, but we'll let you know if we hear back any updates. I'm not sure of the topic off the top of my head, but it is on those guidelines. Give me 1 second, I can tell you. Okay, so for the specific research poster event, if that's what you are talking about, because there's a few of the research different types of event, but for the research poster, you get to pick the topic that you want to do. So there's no topic for the year. All of the information also like about specific events are on those guidelines, so feel free to look at those if you do have specific questions. And if you have further questions, then you can contact any of us and we'll be here to answer them. So I know the Sophomore Council had a QR code with theirs. If you guys didn't fill it out, then just feel free to type something in the chat and we'll count your attendance that way. We're not, for the SLC portion, we're not counting attendance today because tomorrow's meeting is mandatory, but attendance tomorrow will be counted, so make sure you come to that meeting. We'll pull up the QR code that the Sophomore Council had one more time so you guys can fill that out for attendance. Okay, so that'll be all for our meeting today. Thank you everyone for coming. Make sure you join back on YouTube Live tomorrow for our second day boot camp for the mandatory student meeting. Scan the QR code really quick and that'll be it for today. Thank you guys.